What if you could query any record in NetSuite, any transaction, any customer or custom field with zero save search limitations? That would be SuiteQL, and today I'm going to show you exactly how to use it. You're going to learn what SuiteQL actually is and why it matters, how to access SuiteQL Query Tool in NetSuite or how to set it up. And we're going to write our first query within the next 3 minutes. And we're also going to look at some real world examples that you can copy and use today. So I know you're tired of hitting save search limits, so this is the best way to access your NetSuite data directly from the source. What makes SuiteQL special? First, no join limits. Save searches can cap you at 3+ joins, and it gets pretty slow when you're looking at a lot of data. And second, direct table access within SuiteQL is the way to go. Save searches make it very complex to get the data out when it's a lot, and then it's very easy to aggregate within SuiteQL. With save searches you can. So here are some of the differences that we've put. And if you see here, SuiteQL can be accessed through ODBC, through REST API, or even directly within NetSuite through the SuiteQL Query Tool. I'm going to show you guys next. Accessing the SuiteQL Query Tool. So I've put the instructions in the video description below to install the SuiteQL Query Tool in your NetSuite instance. And once you have it set up, you can run any queries in your instance. So over here, I'm going to run this below query to show you how to simply pull in the account number and the full name from your NetSuite instance. So this is a pretty straightforward table, and using the SuiteLit, you can understand it's pretty standard SQL. So select the name of the fields that you want and from account. So you want to understand, okay, what tables do we have in the NetSuite instance? So the easiest way to go and get that is under setup, records catalog. This is the place where you could look up all of the tables within your NetSuite instance. So let's say I want to look at the account table. So you click on this, click on the SuiteScript and REST Query API, and this is where you would see all of your different fields and the corresponding field name within NetSuite, the type, and whether it's available or not. So, and how it's also joined is where you could see it here. So this is the place I would look up for any of the tables that when you're getting started with the SuiteQL research within NetSuite. Okay, your first query within NetSuite. So how do you structure this query? So you have 3 parts: select, from, and where. These are the 3 keywords to unlock your data. The first thing you would need to define is what are we trying to achieve. So let's say I want to get the active vendors in your instance, right? So what I'm going to do is go into records catalog, hit over the vendor record. So once I'm here, you can see these are the list of fields in here. So every table within NetSuite has an ID, which is the primary key or the internal ID in this case, right? So once you have that, there's another field called is inactive, which defines whether a vendor is active or inactive. So what we're going to do in our query is simply go in here and get the count of the active vendors from. So we're going to write the function count ID the active vendors from the vendor table. Where is the condition we're going to put? Similar to the criteria in the save search, right? Whether is inactive is false, which means all of the active vendors in the system. So if you want to see the inactive vendors, right? So is inactive is true, which means these are inactive vendors. So just go ahead and run this, and we see that there are 19 inactive vendors in the NetSuite instance. Now, next we're going to go over some real-world SuiteQL examples. So this is one of the queries that I've written just to get the transactions with their details. So you see here the same structure that we've discussed: select, from, and where. So the key here is to get the transaction details from the tables, and we are joining it to the other joins where it makes sense to have the transaction join with the transaction line and then the accounting line tables. And then you want to filter out on what type of transactions you want. And then here, order by is just ordering by the date of the transaction. So you want the latest transactions first started. We're getting the transaction ID, date, type, item quantity and the amount. And we're using the transaction table as a core, and you're joining with the transaction line and followed by the transaction accounting line. These three tables are the key to get the transaction details. So I've put the joins here. So each transaction line has a transaction field associated which corresponds to the transaction ID, right? So this is how you join. Same with the transaction accounting line table, same way. And then you can also connect the transaction accounting line with the transaction line using the line sequence number and the transaction line here. So this is the way to like get your joins working and get the results run for your query. Another example of a great function to use within your SuiteQL queries is the BUILTIN.DF. So without having to explicitly do the joins, you can use the BUILTIN.DF function to get the corresponding value. So if you see here, the status label is expense report approved by counting. So this is basically the status. If you were to like simply put in t.status, right, you would just get the ID here. So the status label is coming from when you use the BUILTIN.DF, it gets the reference value without having to explicitly join it. So it makes your life easier when you're like querying data out of NetSuite. So yeah, these are some of the examples of SuiteQL Query Tool. I've put together a SuiteQL Query Guide. If you want to take a look at it, the link is in the description below. So do take a look and get back to me with any questions or comments you have, and do like and subscribe our channel to have more content on NetSuite AI. Thank you.